to come. There are days in your life where life knocks you down. I don't mean kind of staggers you with a punch. I mean it knocks you to the ground. And as you get up to one knee, you don't know if you'll be able to stand again. The blow that life has given you is so devastating. That it seems like all hope is gone. But we know as followers, as long as we believe in Jesus Christ, there's always hope. Right? That whatever life deals us is not the final word, is it? Who has the final word? God has the final word. Jesus has the final word. But it's those times when life knocks you down that we need to pray for spiritual nourishment. Our daily bread. Give us today our daily bread. And I'm talking about whatever crumbs you can spare from your table, Lord. I need something that's going to pick me up because I'm faltering and my faith is not as strong as it needs to be. And I'm hurting here, Lord. Hear me, Lord. We pray those prayers. Many of you have heard me in the past talk of a few months ago of a young couple, friends of my daughter, Rachel and Russ, who lost their 22-month-old daughter in a matter of weeks to an illness. Unexpected, came upon them. Wasn't what they had pictured life to be. And it, as you can imagine, that's one of those punches that knocks you to the ground, right? To lose a child, a young child like that. And, you know, they look for answers, and sometimes answers don't come as easy to some questions, you know, and sometimes we struggle with our faith, but they persevere. They persevere with faith in a loving God, and they pursue life, you know, because life moves on. It doesn't just stop, does it? Although sometimes we wish it would. And Rachel's moved on, and she started a new business, and it's called, Redemption Antiques. That's what it is, Redemption Antiques. Make sure I got it right. Because it reminds her that God makes all things new. Isn't that special? Redemption Antiques. I like that. I like that name. But she was sharing a story with my daughter. My daughter shared it with me. I'm going to share it with you about she went searching for someone to do some paintings for her shop. And she found this lady in Texas who does these beautiful landscape pictures that are very expensive. I mean, thousands of dollars for a picture. That's, you know, I get mine at Walmart print shop. But these are nice pictures. And she called and she talked to this lady, and the lady agreed to do that she would do these pictures for her. And as Rachel started looking through her work online of all these landscapes, and she started looking through all the prints and all the pictures. And at the bottom, the very last picture, separated from everything else, was this picture of a little girl and her mother, or a woman, walking through roses towards a tree. Rachel says a tree of life is what she pictured. And I know you're probably not going to see it real well, but I wanted to show it to you. That's the picture that she saw. And you can see the woman and the small child and the roses. Anyway, she saw this picture, and she just knew she had to have it. She had to have it. And she looked below it, and the price tag was $5,000. And she talked to her husband about it, and they discussed it, and she really wanted it. She begged, can we just... Is there any way we can afford this? And with all they'd been through, the way money was, they just couldn't. They just couldn't afford it. And she accepted that, and they moved on. The next day, she gets a package. And she opens the package, and inside the package is this picture. Now, she didn't open the package totally, just enough where she saw what it was, and she ran to the phone, and she called Russ and thanked him for buying this picture and sending it to her. He said, I didn't buy that picture. Wished he could, but he didn't. Nor had he contacted the painter. He knew nothing about it. So she went back and she continued to look at it, and inside was a note from the painter. And the note said something to the effect of, I started this picture and walked away from it. And then on April 25th, I went back and drew the picture of the mother of the child. April 25th was the day. That Sarah Jane had died. She said, and I set the picture aside. She said, I don't usually do people, so it's kind of strange. She said, I don't draw people, I just draw landscapes. So it was all kind of odd, and it didn't fit into my work. And that's why I put it at the bottom of my page, because it didn't fit in. Something wasn't right. She said, but as I prayed this week, God told me that picture was for you. It was a connection with you and your little girl. So I've sent it to you as a gift. Can you imagine the blessing that was? Do you know that God answers prayers? That sometimes we ask for crumbs and God sends the whole loaf.